5 because we are in the second half of the class in Education 752. And here's what's gone on so far. Let me pull this up. All right, so here is where we're at. In the first week, we did the introductions and started analyzing research publications, which we finished in the second week. So you'd be familiar with the components of a proposal and see how it plays out in a research publication. And we looked at the meaning of the lit review and how to think about it in the lit review process and the lit review product. We talked about frameworks and specific questions and conceptual frameworks, theoretical frameworks, and over the last week, in week 4, I have talked to the vast majority of the students in 3 sections. That's over 60. I'm doing some more today and maybe a couple tomorrow, so pretty soon I'll be completely caught up. But hey, 50 dissertations in about a week, that's not bad. So you started or finished working on your quantitative or qualitative analysis worksheet, and that's actually, I pushed the due date back to tomorrow, and tomorrow is the day that I will be looking at those. I will start looking at those, and it will take me a few days to get to all of them. While I am getting to them, you should be working on your prospectus, your 3 chapters 1, 2, and 3 of the research. So now I am posting today the rubrics for those papers. I am posting 2 separate rubrics. One is the prospectus. If you are going on to your full EDD degree, that is the one that you will be measured by. You will upload the final paper on the very last day. You'll upload it to TaskScream, and you will select the prospectus rubric. And I think there's just a couple of students in here that are stopping at their ed specialist at EDS. If you are stopping and have no intention of moving forward with the dissertation, you're doing the exact same work, but you're going to call it capstone, and you're going to use the capstone rubric. And that's because we have a higher expectation for dissertation than we do just the plan for a dissertation and stopping. That's fair because it's going for a different degree. But all the work up to that point is all the same. And you'll notice that the plan for this week in terms of assignments is work on your paper and check in with me. I say weekly check in with me before each Friday, basically. You don't have to talk to me on the phone. You can text me. You can call me on the phone if you have questions. Always text before you call, just because I have so much going on and we should schedule a time to talk if I'm not available right then. If I'm available right then I'll just call you in response to your text and we'll get it done. What is the check-in? It is just that, hey, how is it going? Do you have any questions? Okay, if you're going well, just keep going. And if you got a question, I'll answer it to the best of my ability. And that's really all there is, because that's what you're doing this week and next week. And the rough draft is due on August 14th. So tomorrow's the 1st, so you've got a couple weeks to work on that first draft. Now remember, the prospectus is the slightly smaller version. Here's your proposal that you're going to do in the dissertation stage. It's the same content, same intent, just you'll add a little bit when you get input. So you can think of this rough draft as a rough draft of the rough draft of the rough draft for your dissertation proposal. In no way do you have to have things perfected. I'm looking at content. I'm looking for gaps. I'm expecting things to not be as complete as they will be later. Give it a good shot and await feedback on the paper. You will get feedback from 2 peer reviews during week 7. 2 weeks from now, you'll look at your peers' paper and you will give them feedback on what questions you have, what suggestions you have, and that will be due 4 days after that. So you'll have got 4 days to read through, make comments, and then we'll be going on, because then you'll have plenty of feedback and you'll have the last week to finish the paper and present your research proposal, your prospectus or capstone, depending on which degree you're finishing. You'll present it. And remember, you should be thinking about who you're going to present to colleagues that would be interested and have a clue as to what you're talking about. It can be a whole room full of people in professional development. It can be a whole administration, or you can just find 2 people willing to listen and be heard while you're videotaping it. Because I want to hear your voice and I want to hear their voice asking questions. So that's what's going on. So during this week, there's a few things going on. You're writing your rough draft. I'm posting the rubric in just a minute. I'll be looking at the worksheets over the next few days to give you feedback on the worksheet. It's okay to work on your paper. The worksheet is fine details. Most of your paper is lit review, and you already know you're good to go on writing most of it. It's the 3rd chapter that is really being impacted by the worksheet the most. So we'll be emailing, calling. Emails is the slowest way to communicate with me, especially when I'm bogged down in phone calls. So I am trying to get to them, but it may not be as quick as other forms. I'm still finishing the big call, and I am fielding questions. You send me a question in a text, and if it's a quick question, I can just answer it back with a text. And if it's a more complex and you just would feel comfortable with the call, say when's a good time to talk, and we'll set up another phone call. And that's what I'm here for. That's what I want to do. And just don't send me your whole prospectus paper and say, what do you think? Because that's what the feedback week is for, and this is not that week. So you will get feedback. It just won't be yet. Grading, I'm a little bit behind on posting grades for the posts up to this point, up to post 6. And I will get that done over the next couple days too. So check in Wednesday or Thursday, and I should have things as up to date as possible. And I think that hits all the major topics. I'm looking at my list over here in case you're wondering why I keep looking down. So I am so impressed with the kinds of work that you all are doing. And some of you feel like you're scattered, but you really aren't. And our phone calls are helping you narrow things down. And so it's just a matter of continuing the work. We'll refine it in a couple of stages at this level, and then when you go into your dissertation semester, then your committee and myself will interact with you, and we'll refine it just a little bit more and try to get her done as quick as we can. So that's where we're at. I'm working as fast as I can, and I will get to your questions as quickly as I possibly can without going absolutely insane. All right, I will see you online, and have a good week. Okay, now I have to stop the video. And stopping the video is 10 times harder because my dogs are all trying to get my attention. Okay. Have a good one.